What's up, guys? Time for TechNewsDay.
Look out, Zuckerberg! There's a new social media platform in town, and they are gunning for your throne. It's called Vero. It's the most popular app in the App Store right now, and all the coolest people around are joining because it's the next big thing. It's part Facebook, part Instagram, part Twitter, and part YouTube, all rolled into one convenient package. But hold on, you may be saying. What makes Vero so much better and different than the social media networks I already use?
Well, first of all, Vero's main distinction from Facebook is that unlike that network, which has become overrun with ads and in many ways turned into simply an ad platform, Vero has no ads at all and supports itself via a subscription model, a monthly fee. How much is that monthly fee? Well, nobody knows. And they haven't started actually charging people yet. They say that their first 1 million users will get to use the app for free for life, though. And if
So get there now.
if you think this is just us fluffing this company, hold on.
We'll get to it. Other key differences include the fact that a user's feed is not curated or manipulated at all. Everything you follow is presented to you in chronological order, just like the early days of Facebook and Instagram. Vero also says they won't sell your information or data mine users.
They promise.
Pinky promise.
Yeah.
Which is another aspect of Facebook that people aren't too keen on these days. Also, Vero makes it pretty easy to categorize people as close friends, friends, or acquaintances, and choose what to share with each specific group.
You mean like Google Plus?
Yeah.
Well, they
circles.
Sounds like they took the best ideas.
Actually, no. Google Plus had circles. This
Yeah.
one has loops.
Oh.
Completely different.
Yeah, and free from any impending lawsuits for stealing their branding.
Loops.
Yeah, these all sound pretty appealing, right? And even the subscription model could be an appealing trade-off for not having to deal with ads if the price is reasonable enough. Sort of like YouTube Red. Unfortunately, Vero's rapid rise in popularity has resulted in a ton of new users who are completely unable to actually use Vero because the servers are, whoops, overloaded.
They're clawing at the door.
The general consensus among people who've managed to get it to work, though, is that, hey, it seems pretty all right.
With public opinion about the current social media giants at an all-time low, could Vero manage to break through and dethrone the Zuck? Almost certainly not. For one thing, Vero isn't actually new. It's been around since 2015, and its sudden rise in popularity and visibility this past week is kind of a bit suspicious, honestly, considering it seems to have come out of literally nowhere and is not based on any big news or even a celebrity endorsement. Kind of reeks of a bit of manipulation. This could,
Social engineering, you say?
yeah, sure, it could be a totally organic word-of-mouth trend among the teens, or it could be something sketchy.
Well, with new social media platforms like this, people who get in first always want to brag about how they're in. It's like that
like
Ello.
Bitcoins.
Ello.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
Ello?
Ello?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ello. I remember when that came out, I was just like, guys,
Guys, I'm switching to Ello.
I was like, yeah, this is going to be dead in 3 months. It was dead in like 1 month.
It always happens. Every time.
Anyways, we'll get to some real sketchiness around Vero in a second, but the other big reason why Vero isn't going to dethrone the other social networks is because, yeah, we've seen this same story over and over and over again. It's actually absurdly difficult to create and run a successful social network. Before Facebook, we had Friendster, which was soon overtaken by MySpace, which was soon eclipsed by Facebook.
So Friendster, they turned down a buyout from Google, whoops, and gradually turned into an Asian flash gaming site before dying off completely. MySpace Tom sold his site for $500 million to Rupert Murdoch and then rode off into the sunset to travel the world and take pictures.
He's living the best life.
The best life. And MySpace, they eventually sold again to a group of investors, including Justin Timberlake, and it's now a music and pop culture website that literally no one uses.
Yeah. After Facebook managed to seemingly do social networking right, there was, of course, Twitter, then Pinterest, then Instagram, then Snapchat, which all continue to exist because they're different enough from each other, though their user bases are absolutely tiny compared to Facebook's 2 billion users. And in the meantime, there's been plenty of social network failures that got hyped up for a few days before everyone forgot about them. We recently mentioned ELO. There's also Peach, which I'd never heard of. Mastodon, which is just a ripoff of an Atlanta metal band. Hell, even Google, with their billions of dollars, couldn't get Google Plus to catch on.
Sad. Back to Vero, though, and that sketchiness that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Now, this might require a little bit of tinfoil and red yarn.
But you guys love when we do that.
Yeah. But a recent Twitter thread from software developer and animator Pasquale De Silva shed some light on who's actually behind Vero, and it's definitely enough to make you hesitate before canceling that Facebook account for good. So it turns out the previous job of Vero's CEO, Ayman Hariri, was running Saudi Ogre, a big construction company in Saudi Arabia, where he still resides. To be clear, though, Saudi Ogre was the family business. It was wholly owned by the Hariri family and run by Ayman Hariri and his brother Saad Hariri.
Anyway, Saudi Ogre isn't around anymore because it was apparently corrupt even by Saudi standards, and towards the end of its existence, it simply stopped paying its workers, almost all of whom were foreign workers who, for months, were also not allowed to leave the country and return home, or even move freely outside of their residences due to Saudi Arabia's fucked up foreign labor laws. Saudi Ogre also stopped providing basic shit like, food, electricity, and medical services, essentially creating dense, lawless slums of hungry, unpaid workers with no way to leave who had to rely on food donations to survive.
Yeah.
It's a fun company.
We're a fun company. Anyway, yeah, one of the guys who ran that disaster of a company is the guy who runs Vero. The other guy who ran Saudi Ogre, his brother, Saad, is the current prime minister of Lebanon, Saad Hariri. The father of Ayman and Saad was Rafiq Hariri, a former prime minister of Lebanon who is remembered for being absurdly corrupt and using his position to get filthy rich, and also for being assassinated in a bombing attack. Now, none of this is especially uncommon over in that part of the world, but even if Vero really is the solution to all of social media's problems, we're gonna pass on paying a subscription fee to these sorts of people just on principle. Also, you might a little extra tinfoil and red yarn, but the whole development teams in Russia, we're not sure where their servers are, but that's enough to raise some eyebrows right now.
Yeah.
The motivations are suspicious.
At the very least, trading Facebook for this doesn't seem like the solution after all. Maybe just delete your Facebook account and never look back.
Yeah, call your friends.
What are you still doing on
use
Facebook
SMS.
anyway? Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, speaking of social networks though, Snapchat's past year or so hasn't been exceptionally great. Their rapid rise in users basically plateaued. Their Snapchat Spectacles proved to be a little, just barely more than a novelty item that they vastly overestimated the demand for. They sell them in Target now. They're trying to get rid of them.
There's still
at any
just
point.
warehouses full of those spectacles.
It's gonna look like the Indiana Jones warehouse one day. And they most recently redesigned the app's user interface into something that apparently nobody likes. Adding insult to injury now would be longtime Snapchat user Kylie Jenner abandoning the app. And since she's a trendsetter, that is bad news for Snap. They lost a lot of stock immediately when she made that announcement.
Ooh, yeah, Jenna wrote on Twitter, so does anyone else not open Snapchat anymore? Or is it just me? This is so sad.
It's a very mean impersonation you just did, Elliot, but I'll allow it.
Pretty spot on, I'd say. So anyway, that tweet apparently raised huge alarm bells down at the New York Stock Exchange.
Ding, ding, ding.
With Snap's stock price falling 6% the next day, which is a lot. That translated to a loss of $1.3 billion in market value, all thanks to a tweet from a Kardashian.
Don't get those Kardashians upset.
That's the fun narrative anyway. The truth, though, is that while Jenner's tweet probably had some influence, Snap Incorporated stock was actually downgraded to a sell rating by a couple stock market analysts on the same day as Jenner's tweet. Perfect storm of shittiness, so that probably had more to do with it than anything. But not a great time to be Snapchat. Also, not a great time to hinge your entire business off of celebrities famous for literally fucking nothing using your app to share their lives of leisure.
But speaking of companies endorsing people who are famous for no reason,
It's good.
I mean, we're not famous, but hey, it's time for a quick word from this week's sponsor, Google. What can your data tell you? Well, with Google Cloud Platform, use machine learning at scale to build better products. Google Cloud's AI provides modern machine learning services with pre-trained models and a service to generate your own tailored models. Their platform is now available as a cloud service to bring unmatched scale and speed to your business applications. It predicts so your business can thrive. Click the link down in the description below or go to g.co/getcloudai now to learn more about the Google Cloud Platform.
All right, now it's time for Phil Larigo to come insert his weekly 2 cents into the soapbox machine. What do you got for us, Phil?
Where's he at?
All right, the Olympics might be over, but them scandals ain't. U.S. officials have accused Russia of hacking the Olympics while pretending to be North Korea. This may be in response to Russia being banned from the games because of a totally different doping scandal, like even before that one Russian athlete wore that "I don't do doping" shirt and then immediately got posted for doing doping. Woo! Yeah, but that's some pretty lazy writing if this was a TV show. Well, Russian military agency GRU allegedly tried to mask their identity using North Korean IPs when hacking the Olympics, including that opening ceremony snafu. Some might call Alex Jones up on the phone because that right there, That's a false flag. What? What's happening? Oh, God. InfoWars level of espionage aside, that's not even the biggest story this week. It's my boy Ajit Pai. Now, seriously, guys, I know, Phil, shut up. Don't fast forward the video. Don't leave the video, because I'm not going to tell you how to save net neutrality. You can just sit on your ass and just watch this. I'm going to tell you about the most unlikely alliance I have ever seen. Ajit Pai and the NRA. Yes, Ajit Pai, the man opposed by nearly every large company and organization that isn't AT&T or Verizon, has been given the Charlton Heston Award for net neutrality repeal. Are you confused? Let me make you angry. Last week at the Conservative Political Action Conference, Pai was given the NRA award by Carolyn Meadows, who said Pai stood up under pressure with grace and dignity and principled discipline. First? Nope. Pai dismantled net neutrality so large telecoms can benefit while you and I get boned. So let's take a look at Pai holding the gun, which they gave him for this award, so I can say a bunch of mean stuff. Oh, wait, we can't show you that photo because that gun, according to Meadows, the NRA rep, we cannot bring it on stage, she said, adding that it will be housed in our museum with a plaque to you. When you can receive it, we'll give it to you. You will love it. That's weird. I wonder why you can't bring a gun on stage. It's almost as if it would be a terrible photo op for the NRA to be giving Ajit Pai a gun to hold on stage in the wake of a mass shooting. Oh well, I mean, we always have this photo of Ajit Pai holding a toy gun from a short film titled Not All Demons Have Horns. It's not really what it was from. I mean, but think about it, for real. The NRA gave Pai this award because of his courage to shape laws to benefit large corporations while private citizens lose. This is like if Comcast, the most hated company in America, gave EA an award because they found a new way to milk gamers so they could pay more money for DLC. Okay, NRA, so you back the FCC killing net neutrality? Okay, let me put this in terms that you guys might understand. Imagine that when you fired your gun, the speed of the bullet could be slowed down depending on what you were shooting at. So whether you were firing at a deer, a target, or, I don't know, an intruder in your home, a large company could throttle the speed of the projectile. Because wouldn't that suck? Maybe if you didn't get the Winchester Speed Pass, the bullet would slow down and it wouldn't actually hit the intruder in your home, and then maybe they'd kill your whole family. All because you didn't buy the Speed Pass for $9.99 a month. So if net neutrality were, say, bullet neutrality, I bet the NRA would probably support it because they love people, they love freedom, but they also love money. And just like Ajit Pai, they're a different bunch of money-loving demons without horns.
In other news, though, about a month ago, it was reported that rapper 50 Cent was one of many people who invested in Bitcoins years ago, completely forgot about them, and then recently remembered those coins and realized that they're worth a whole lot more than they used to be. Specifically, 50 Cent had offered his 2014 album Animal Ambition for sale by both normal money and Bitcoin, and according to TMZ, he'd never exchanged the Bitcoins for cash. So the $400,000 in Bitcoin he'd made back then were now worth a cool $7 million, depending on what day you look at it.
The second that you're looking at the graph. So when TMZ broke that story about 50's Bitcoins, he publicly confirmed it on social media, writing on Twitter, "A little Bitcoin, anyone? Lol. I know I make you sick, but excuse me, I'm getting to the bag." And he also posted a screenshot of a news story about it on Instagram with the caption, "Not bad for a kid from the South Side. I'm so proud of me."
Huh.
And aside from the humor of a celebrity managing to misplace $7 million in cryptocurrency for 4 years, this was especially funny considering 50 Cent had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2015. A process which involves turning over detailed personal financial information to the government so they can come up with a plan for you to pay off your debts.
So you'd think the IRS might want to have a little chat with 50 Cent about his misplaced $7 million, and this week, they did. And now 50 Cent is saying he never actually owned any Bitcoin.
Oh, that's convenient.
Sounds like 50 might be lying, and yeah, he is, though not in the way you might think. It turns out online sales for that album, including Bitcoin transactions, were handled by a third party who paid 50 Cent the cash value of the Bitcoins at the time, and his whole reason for confirming the TMZ story on social media was that it was good publicity. Hey, yeah, it's good for me.
So he explains this in his court documents, writing, as a general matter, so long as a press story is not irreparably damaging to my image or brand, I usually do not feel the need to publicly deny the reporting. This is particularly true when I feel the press report in question is favorable to my image or brand, even if the report is based on a misunderstanding of the facts or contains outright falsehoods. When I first became aware of the press reports on this matter, I made social media posts stating that I forgot I did that, because I had in fact forgotten I was one of the first recording artists to accept Bitcoin for online transactions. I did not publicly deny the reports that I held Bitcoins because the press coverage was favorable and suggested I had made millions of dollars as a result of my good business decision to accept Bitcoin payments.
It's just like everyone else who claims they bought Bitcoin years ago and totally sold before the drop.
Dude, I'm like rich.
Man, you guys are idiots. Who didn't see this bubble coming? He provided a bunch of documentation to the court, not only proving this, but also showing that the Bitcoin revenue for the album added up to 6 or 7 Bitcoins, not 700 of them like initially reported. And he's got a good point about the publicity. TMZ publishes the story about how he's a Bitcoin millionaire, and he's supposed to then issue a statement saying, no, actually I had those Bitcoins immediately converted into cash because I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, see, that's no fun.
Yeah,
It's way less.
why would you do that?
Yeah, it's not as fun of a story.
Embarrassing.
Back down to 50 cents, I guess, from 50 Bitcoin.
Don't feel too bad though, 50 Cent and everyone else who missed out on the waves.
The crypto craze.
A recent study of last year's cryptocurrency debuts, or ICOs, found that the majority of those cryptos either outright failed or are on their way towards inevitable
What do
failure.
you mean my Tron coin's not worth anything?
The road to crypto wealth is paved with losers, and also plenty of outright scams.
I can't wait for the comments. Actually, Tron coin's gonna have a resurgence in 3 months because of
Yeah, so I mean, there's of course Bitcoin, but that's just the famous one. Holy shit, there are so many more. Just go over to tokendata.io and sort by status. You got Bitleaf, Kumo, Droplex, Digitoken, Quantopia, Clickle. The list goes on and on with terrible names for failed currencies, and this list is only going to get bigger.
Things are
and
looking
bigger.
great for my coin, Spaghetti Coin. It's
Yeah.
never been released, so it's still doing fine.
Somebody touched my spaghetti coin.
You can't lose any money if you haven't released it.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, that's our show, ladies and gents. Thanks again to this week's sponsor, Google. What can your data tell you? Well, with Google Cloud Platform, use machine learning at scale to build better products. It predicts so your business can thrive. Click the link in the description below or go to g.co/getcloudai now to learn about the Google Cloud Platform.
Check out our new episode of Tugs where we talk about a shitty indie developer acting shitty for all of our entertainment.
And
Also,
yeah,
on our Monday show, we, for some reason, sprayed
cat repellent.
cat repellent in our mouths, and it tasted awful.
So check that out, and we'll see you soon for Weekly Weird.
Bye.